This video contains spoilers for many Marvel comics. This video will not contain spoilers for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. At least, I hope not. I haven't seen it yet. The newest card released in Marvel Snap is Stature, and upon the announcement of this card, I was a little confused. While I'm a huge fan of the MCU, I've never read a Marvel comic and had no idea who Stature was, among other recently released cards. So in what could be the start of a new series, if you like it, we're going to have a quick deep dive into the character Stature. Who is she? Why might she have the abilities that she does in Marvel Snap? And what is the story behind her variants? Let's get into it. Stature, also known as Cassie Lang, is the daughter of Ant-Man. She has so far appeared in every Ant-Man film and Avengers Endgame in the MCU, portrayed by various different actors. Her size-shifting abilities come from her father, Scott Lang, aka Ant-Man. In the comics, when Cassie was just 7 years old, her father sacrificed his life to save the world. Inspired by his heroic actions, Cassie grew up determined to become a superhero herself. Eventually, she joins the Young Avengers, a group of teenage superheroes, and becomes a prominent member of the team. Stature is known for her bravery, determination, and optimism. Despite being one of the youngest heroes in the Marvel Universe, she has proven herself to be a formidable fighter. So what is Cassie most known for in the comics? One of the most notable story arcs is the World War Hulk event, where she was part of the Young Avengers team that fought against the Hulk when he returned to Earth, seeking revenge against the Illuminati for sending him into space. Stature played a pivotal role in the battle by growing to giant size and attacking the Hulk. Stature was also a key player in the Civil War event, where she initially sided with Iron Man and the pro-registration forces, but eventually switched sides to join Captain America and the anti-registration forces. In the comics, Cassie Lang has had a complicated history, included being killed and brought back to life, and dealing with the legacy of her father's superhero career. She has also been a member of the Young Avengers and the Avengers, and has teamed up with other heroes such as Spider-Man and the Fantastic Four. But perhaps Stature's most well-known adventure was from the one-shot comic, The Young Avengers Present Stature, written by writer Brian Reed and published in 2008. In this story, Stature struggles with the pressure of living up to her father's legacy and feeling like she doesn't belong on the Young Avengers team. She is confronted by her father's old enemy, Darren Cross, also known as Yellow Jacket, who has been stealing Hank Pym's shrinking technology to try to gain power. Stature fights Yellow Jacket and saves the day, but also learns to accept herself and her place on the team. This story is notable for its focus on Stature as a character and her personal struggles, as well as for featuring Yellow Jacket as a villain. It has been praised for its emotional depth and character development, and is often cited as one of the standout issues of the Young Avengers series. Young Avengers Presents Stature is a key story for understanding Stature's character and her place in the Marvel Universe, and is considered one of her most famous and memorable appearances in the comics. So what about the card? Stature is a 5-cost 7-power card whose cost drops to 1 if your opponent discarded a card this game. This could be hints towards many different aspects of the Marvel character, the thievery of her parents empowering her when she takes one of her opponent's cards through an ability like Moon Knight. Her cost shrinks down as she enters the Quantum Realm. She counters discard decks, most notably the recently released MODOK, who I imagine she may have some beef with in the films. Stature seems strong, but situational. As I mentioned before, I think she'll be a great, yet risky choice with Moon Knight, and a fun tech choice if there's lots of discard in the meta. But personally, I don't think I'll be picking her up for 6,000 collector's tokens. It's unfortunate that she doesn't counter Dracula, who is one of the strongest cards in Marvel Snap, but he discards a card at the end of the game, not during. And finally, and this is the part that of course used to be YouTube Shorts, and I'm going to sort of try and combine it with this series, let's take a look at all of the variants currently available for Stature. So obviously you've got the base card, which I actually think looks great. I think Stature might be one of the best looking cards. It's super clean, the colors are real nice, I love the background, and I bet this looks real great with her hair against the background in 3D. We have Dan Hip variant, which again, I'm not a huge Dan Hip fan in general, although his stuff is growing on me a little bit, and I do like this more than a lot of the Dan Hip stuff. My second favorite variant is this one. It's in her Ant-Man suit. I really like the purple. It's cool to see her facing off against helicopters. But my favorite Stature variant is this one. Just look how much fun she's having. Look at the big smile, the ball of yarn, the mischievous cat in the background. This variant is just so much fun, and that's why it's my favorite. I hope you've enjoyed this brief but deep dive into the character, and let me know if you'd like to see more videos like this for some of the other lesser known heroes and villains in Marvel Snap. A huge thank you to my Patreons. I couldn't make this content without you. I'll see you in the next one.